Hello everybody! Today I'm going to show you another video of my JNSQ series. We have a couple of missions to follow. Right now, you can see the launch of the supplies module for the Duna base. It is a quite simple module that will aerobrake and then will be picked up by Kerbals who are currently on the surface. It will expand the capabilities of the base to 20 Kerbal years. Next launch is an upgraded reusable lander. It will allow Kerbals to move between the station and the base, and unlike previous design, it doesn't use any parachutes, just propulsive landing, so it can make as many round trips as needed. As you can see, the transfer stage was a bit underpowered, so the lander had to make the final push using its own engines. Finally, I also had to send some new crew to the Duna system. The transfer vessel is quite small, featuring Apollo-style mission module. Right after getting to orbit, the capsule separates and proceeds to transposition and docking maneuver. Then, the crew will wait in orbit for a twin ship that will join them in orbit. It also reconfigures and later makes rendezvous and dock to the first craft. After the assembly is completed, it needs to raise its orbit before starting the trans-Dunan burn, as the TWR is just 0.1, so the maneuver would take over 20 minutes. It cannot make multiple burns, as it would mean that the crew would pass the radiation belt several times. So the safest way was to raise the orbit to about 2000 kilometers, just over the first radiation belt. At this altitude, the orbital period is over 2.5 hours, so making a long burn is not a problem anymore. Of course, it is a bit less efficient, but safety first. During the final burn, the fuel in one of the service modules finished, so the ships had to turn around and finish the burn using the second engine. I know it would be easier just to send one bigger ship, but I wanted to have a bit more flexibility for transferring crew to and from Duna. After a few months, all the crafts have arrived. The supply module makes the final course correction after entering Duna SOI. The orientation of the planet was not exactly favorable, so the landing will take place about 1000 km from the base. Aerobraking was quite smooth, the heat shield decelerated the module, so eventually the parachutes could take over. final landing approach was performed by small radial engines on the service module, what allowed for proper orientation during touchdown. After coming to the stop, the module was detached and devoured by the Kraken itself. Luckily, it was a harmless attack. Now it's time to bring that supplies to the base. Kerbals have mounted the cargo rover that was used before to assemble the whole surface outpost. Then, thanks to Bon Voyage mode, they have traveled to their landing area. The module is quickly put on the flatbed, and Kerbals prepare to return trip. At the base, they attach the supplies module. The construction is completed. This habitat has years of supplies, science lab, exercise equipment, and proper radiation shielding to host Kerbals for indefinite time. But just in case they would like to come back to Kerbin, the lander has arrived to Duna. It makes a small correction and proceeds to the direct rendezvous with the station. Just right now I have realized that I have lost the footage of arrival of the crewed vessels, but you can see them already docked to the station. And now the station is completed as well. It is a comfortable outpost with artificial gravity, lots of fuel storage, and one of the best views in solar system. There's still one last mission left to complete. The GSE, Julian Satellite Explorer, is coming back to Kerbin. It was my most ambitious mission. It was a great success. I've managed to land on all of Jool's moons but live, as the radiation around it was absolutely deadly. The huge mothership performed exactly as planned, securing all the needs of Kerbals for this 6-year journey. And right now, it's performing a burn for a rendezvous with crew capsule that carried the Kerbals from Kerbin to GSZ, and then it was waiting in the orbit for this whole time. Kerbals took all of their belongings, science samples and mission documents and transferred to the capsule. Last maneuver of this mission brings the periapsis to the atmosphere. The capsule decouples, air brakes, and safety lands using parachutes. This is how my JNSQ carrier finishes. I consider it complete, and most likely I won't be working on it anymore. Thank you everybody for watching, let me know if you enjoyed it. And fear not, there are more Kerbal Space Program videos coming, but in new careers. See you again!